Good morning. So I still want to talk about delighting in the Lord, but coming at it from a very different angle. And that angle is in Romans 2. And here Paul speaks about how man is inexcusable when he places himself in the wrong position. Let me just read it. Therefore you are inexcusable, O man, whoever you are that judges. For wherein you judge another, you condemn yourself. For you that judge do the same things. But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to truth against them which commit such things. So we see a few things here. Don't get lost in the technical, almost like lawyers speak actually, that Paul applies here. So the different angle starts with this, that when we judge someone else, some other person, we actually make a fatal mistake. And the fatal mistake is that that we are not in a position to be judges, okay? We are just not meant to be judges. Someone very clearly describes this in the Old Testament, and that's David actually. Psalm 1, if you read Psalm 1, it's very clear that you're not supposed to sit in that seat where you judge others. But here in the New Testament, we see this very clearly as well. Why is that we don't belong in that seat? Well, because this part says that because we make the same mistakes that everyone else makes. So all the mistakes that we judge in them, those mistakes are there in us and in our lives. And that's why only God is allowed to judge. And so if we judge, we actually place ourselves in the position of God for no reasonable answer, to be honest. So this is interesting because it says here that we are sure that the judgment of God is according to truth against them which commit such things. But this is referring to that sensation when you judge someone. You feel very, I only have the word honored for it. I feel very honored to judge someone. I feel that it feels somehow sweet because I feel very righteous because, you are the judge now. I am the judge now. And then verse 3 clearly says to us that this doesn't excuse us from God's judgment. And do you think this, O man, you who judge them which do such things, and you do the same, that you will escape the judgment of God? So actually it's saying that it's saying in verse 3 that this doesn't save us from getting judged later ourselves. Just because I condemn the sin in someone else, let me say it again. Just because I condemn the sin that's in me, I condemn it when I see it in someone else, it doesn't mean that I will be excused of that sin before God. Hating sin is no merit. That's a scary thought for everyone who tries to get justified on their own by their own power. But then, verse 4, let me just read this. Or do you despise the riches of his goodness and forbearance and long-suffering, not knowing that the goodness of God leads you to repentance? And here is the thought about delighting, actually. But so this verse, actually, it's made very clear that it is God's goodness and forbearance, which would be like his grace and his patience because of love, that draws us. His goodness and his patience leads us to repentance. Those are the things. His grace draws us to himself. And this means here in this context, the time that I would use to judge someone else, I really should use that time to realize how patient God is with me, when I do the same thing. I mean, if I can see this sin in that person, how much more can God see this sin in me? And he's patient with me, and he's good to me. He's not judging me. And this should draw my heart, and this tells us that his goodness is the thing, his patience that draws us the most. His mercy, his grace draws the hearts of men and women to him. We respond to that very well. That is why I so strongly believe that our delight in God comes from the fact that in Jesus, grace was revealed so mightily to all of us. God bless you with that thought. I hope it wasn't too convoluted, and have a great day in the Lord.